Hello viewers, welcome back to another weekend episode. Today I'm coming to you with a special recipe, coffee layer cake. I specially made this for my husband's birthday last week. This coffee cake is very easy. The base of the cake recipe is my vanilla cake with the addition of instant coffee and coffee essence. Subscribe to Nazima's Taste of Home. Press the bell icon for latest updates. For this recipe, I have taken 250 grams all-purpose flour, 250 grams sugar, 5 eggs, 250 grams soft cold butter, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to use instant coffee Nescafe for this cake because it's easier to find. Half a cup of hot boiling milk to make the coffee. 1 teaspoon vanilla essence, 1 teaspoon coffee essence. If you don't have coffee essence, it's optional. 1 tablespoon chocolate powder. You can use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. I am using a stand mixer. I'm going to beat this butter for 5 minutes on high speed until light and fluffy. Meanwhile, let's make the coffee. Add 3 teaspoons of instant coffee to a small cup and add half a cup of hot boiling milk straight from the stove. Stir until the coffee is completely dissolved. Set aside to cool completely before using. Now let's add the sugar. Cream it on high speed until pale and fluffy. In a separate bowl, add the flour, baking powder and the chocolate powder and mix it. Add the eggs one at a time, whisking well after each addition until well combined. It's very important that your eggs are at room temperature and that you add them at one at a time. This way you will maintain the emulsion of the butter and guarantee a silky, smoothy, fluffy cake batter, which will ultimately result in a melt in the mouth cake crumb. If you forgot to take your eggs out of the fridge earlier, place them in slightly warm water for about 10 to 15 minutes before using them. In a separate bowl, sift the flour, baking powder, chocolate powder together and keep aside. Now alternatively add the coffee milk mixture in 2 batches and the flour in 3 batches, whisking well after each addition until you get a smooth fluffy cake batter with no flour clumps. And finally, let's add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence and 1 teaspoon of coffee essence. Now the cake batter is ready. Split the cake in 2 equal parts and transfer the cake batter into the 8-inch lined cake tin and smooth out the top. Bake at 350 Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius for about 30 to 35 minutes or until well risen, deep golden brown and inserted toothpick comes out clean. Allow to cool in the cake tin for about 10 minutes, then remove from the tin onto a wire cooling rack to cool completely. Now let's get started making the coffee buttercream. Add 1 tablespoon instant coffee to a small cup. Add 2 teaspoons of hot boiling water. Dissolve it completely and keep it aside. 500 grams sifted icing sugar or powdered sugar. 230 grams soft cold butter and this magic ingredient coffee essence, 1 tablespoon chocolate powder. In a stand mixer or you can use a hand mixer, beat the butter for 5 full minutes until light and fluffy. After 5 minutes, the butter looks pale and light. Now let's add the instant coffee mixture. I am sifting 1 tablespoon chocolate powder and the magic ingredient coffee essence. Beat on high speed until well combined for another minute. Make sure to sieve the powdered sugar to prevent any lumps and add half to the butter. Beat for another 5 minutes, then add the remaining powdered sugar and mix for 3 more minutes. and transfer into a cold bowl. Using a dab of frosting to help stick the first cake layer on the board. Add a slightly thick coat of frosting around the cake using the frosting to fully cover the cake layer, and then add a thin coat of frosting around the cake and the sides to fully cover the cake using the same color of frosting that you will be making your rosettes out of. It doesn't have to be very neat, but you can smooth using a bench scraper. Then chill the cake in the fridge for about half an hour or freezer 10 minutes until the frosting is firm to touch. Prepare a piping bag with Wilton 2D deep star tip and fill the frosting. I am going to transfer the cake to the cake stand. I am going to do a very simple rosettes. Hold the bag at 90 degrees angle to your work surface. Spiral a rosette starting in the center of the swirl and working your way out. Once you get to the end, stop squeezing and pull away in the same direction you were piping. Start your rosettes at the bottom of the cake and form rows of rosettes until the cake is completely covered. This technique is so simple yet comes out so pretty. Fill in any gaps between your rosettes with stars or swirls or however you want to. I am going to still decorate the cake with some edible super silver mix candy, but this is optional. This is one of my favorite way to decorate a cake, not only because it is fast and easy, but also because the effect is always so pretty. You can finish frosting in no time. Hope you enjoy this interesting coffee cake with coffee buttercream frosting. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and family. Spread the joy of cooking. See you soon with another interesting recipe. Thanks for watching. See you later.